From Alabama to California, we're watching your six, folks. Stay ready, stay free. And when the world goes crazy, what should we do? Drink up, sing it fast. It's the Denton and Sasquatch show. Two voices you ought to know. From prepping tips to politics, they tell it straight. No tricks from Dixie to the Golden Coast. Freedom's what they love the most. Download the podcast, let the truth roll on the Denton and Sasquatch show. This place is half talk show, half weird daycare. I love it!
Hello and welcome once again to the Denton and Sasquatch Show, coming to you live from both California and Alabama. My name is Sasquatch. I live in California. His name is Denton. He lives in Alabama. But it's not Denton. It's Inor. He's filling in and doing a damn good job.
Hey, y'all. You got me again.
Yes, we make it sound like we're in the exact same room, even though he's in Arizona, and like I said, I'm in California. But nonetheless, we're going to do a show, and you're going to like it. And, yeah, so here we go.
And if you don't, then you're wrong.
Correctamundo, you are wrong. Most people that listen to the show know that Denton is dealing with family issues, so that's why he's not here right now. I talked to Denton not too long ago, and he was like, I really want to come back on. Maybe all three of us can do the show. I'm like, hey, whenever you're ready, buddy, just let me know, and we can all do it together.
And we'll be merciless to him, right?
Of course, just like we are always.
Okay, good.
Nothing's changing.
Okay.
All right. This week, we usually do like the weird news and the strange news and news you haven't heard of, and we'll do a little bit of that later. But I have got some personal stories, and then Inor has a couple things that he wanted to talk about. So we're just going to kind of riff off each other and just talk about whatever.
And an update on Giraffe. Don't let me forget.
Yes.
Forget the latest in Giraffe news. This is a good one.
Oh, I cannot wait for that. Maybe we'll do that like at the very end of the show. Leave people hanging on like a cliffhanger.
Yeah, well, that way they'll listen to the end,
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I like that. All right. Well, I know, dead air. I'm doing like 20 things right now while I'm trying to do this. One of the things I want to talk about was just my daughter had her spring concert last night. And they're learning like percussion or something like that. My daughter has Down syndrome, so she's in special needs class. They had a kid there last night who is special needs, who played guitar, and he shredded on the guitar. I was so impressed by him and all the other kids, just with what they have learned and all that stuff. They played a Metallica song, they played a Blink-182 song, and they played, what was the last one? Keep forgetting. But I don't know, one of those 90s alternative bands. But yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Well, that is awesome.
Yeah, it's better than the whole, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, all that junk you had.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was Nirvana. That's what the kid was playing on the guitar. He was playing Nevermind from Nirvana, and I was just, like, blown away. As soon as he started playing, I was like, no way, they're playing Nirvana?
That is awesome.
But, it was junior high and high school, so I guess that kind of makes sense why the kids are playing that kind of music, because that's what they listen to now. That's what my son listens to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's better than Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star.
Yeah, definitely.
I remember when our daughters were growing up, and I don't remember, 5th grade or something like that, 4th grade, they had to pick an instrument and play in the band.
Yeah.
And so our younger daughter, she chose the trumpet, which was the most god awful thing ever. But that aside, uh, my wife and I went to the concert in the spring to listen to the kids, play their band music, and every single song sounded like a New Orleans funeral dirge. I walked out of there and I was ready to hang myself. It was just awful.
I was too, but only because this lady that runs this program, it does a really good job. Usually it's really a really tight show, but I guess there were a lot of kids sick and she had to change things. And so it was over 2 hours. And I was just like, my ass hurts. I need to get up and walk around. So, oh well, things you do for your kids.
Oh yeah.
All right. So the next order of business that I wanted to talk about was my water. What do you call them? The water company, the water district, whatever for my area.
Yeah.
So everybody on OTP, which is the Outdoor Trading Post, knows the story already, but you're going to hear it again if you're listening because I'm going to tell it. So this has been probably a week ago, maybe it happened on Monday. I don't remember exactly. But I'm sitting here I'm cleaning up from breakfast. I made myself a breakfast sandwich or something, and I'm washing the pan, and I see out my window, I see this white truck drive by my house really slow. And I'm like, am I going to get shot? Then it drives around, because I live on a corner. And so it drives around the other street, and I couldn't see it from there because we have like a stained glass window in the front door. So I couldn't see it. But anyway, I'm sitting there washing my pan, and all of a sudden the water goes off. And I go, what the? So I went, oh, that's a work truck. So I run out there. Well, I didn't run out there. I hobbled out there as best I could. By the time I got to the door and opened it, he squeals out down the street, like a thief in the night, and is gone with no water. I didn't get any kind of message, any kind of well, I did. We don't check our mail very often because we have to walk all the way to the mailbox out by the street to do it because we don't live in a normal house.
Yeah.
But I had done it the night before, and that's what's weird too because it all happened in the same day. The night before, I walked out there and got the mail, and I saw that I had a water thing, so I opened it up, and it said, your water from, because we get billed every 2 months, so your water bill, you missed your water bill last month or something like that, but you can pay for it with your new water bill on the 25th. It was on the 5th, I remember that now. So there was no red tag on it, no this must be paid immediately, none of that was on it. It just said, hey, just pay this other amount on the 25th when you pay your own. Okay, cool. So I figured I should call them the next day, which I did. So I put the letter right in front of my computer so when I woke up the next day I could call them, take care of it. Well, what had happened was my card got breached about a month ago. And so I had to get a new card. So what I did was once I got my new card, I had to go through like Amazon and everybody that has, my card and redo it because I got a new card. And
re-update it.
Yeah. And so I did that. I was talking with this lady on the phone. Everything went swimmingly and good. And at the very end of the call, she said, okay, we got you all set up. You're all good to go. You're on the automatic payment. Is there anything else I can help you with? And I went, no, we're good to go. And she goes, okay, I will send you a email and confirm, what we just did. Okay. Well, stupid me should have checked the email because I don't check my email very often because I don't really use it that often.
Uh-huh.
Well, I never got an email. So I don't know if she never sent it or if it just got lost in email cosmos or what happened to it. So I told the new lady on the line, about what happened. And she said, "Oh, well, yeah, that happens, blah, blah, blah." And she's all, "Okay, well, unfortunately, we're going to have to charge you a late fee and a what do they call it? When they turn your water back on."
Reconnect?
Yeah, reconnect. There you go. We're going to have to charge you that. And I'm like, why? It says that I have until the 25th to pay. There's no red notice on it. She's like, "I'm sorry, sir. That's just the way." And I said, "You know what? Okay." I go, "That's fine." I go, "Just do it, and I will talk with a manager or somebody and get it all straightened out." So I never get a call from any manager or anything. I try calling the manager. They don't answer. So I got a little perturbed. So I ended up writing the mayor pro tem, all the city council people, and the city manager. Well, I get a call back from the city manager's lackey, and she says, "Well, he's out of the country until the 18th of whatever." And I'm thinking, well, shouldn't he be here doing his job? For one, but two, and she's all, "But I can help you out with whatever." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I tell her. Oh, I also sent a letter to all of those same people about, should I read the letter? No, I'll just kind of summarize it. Anyway, I told them, I said, "Look, I have cancer. My daughter has Down syndrome. We cannot have our water turned off. We need water for flushing the toilet and for washing our hands. We have, immune systems that have issues." And the lady's like, "Oh, yeah, we're really sorry, blah, blah." And she's telling me 1,000 times how sorry she is and how wrong it is and this and that. So I told her, and I said, "Look, you should, this is my opinion, but I think you should return my money, the fees that I got dinged with." And she agreed, yes, we're going to return your fees. And I go, "And I think you guys should," and it really wasn't that much. It was $70. I even told her, I go, "It's not the money. It's the point of the thing."
Yeah.
So I told them, I said, "I'm going to donate this $70 to charity because I don't need it." I said, "And you know what? You guys should match that and give it to a charity as well." "Oh, well, sir, I don't know if we can. I'll look into that and I'll let you know, whatever." Okay, well, 3 days later, she finally calls me back. And we start talking about stuff, we just rehashed the whole thing. And she says, "Well, we sent letters to you." And I'm like, "Well, I never got them." And I told her, if I have a kid with Down syndrome and I have cancer, shouldn't you be putting like a red notice on the door or something before you turn my water off? "Well, sir, we can't do that because we have so many customers and blah, 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 blah." It's always an excuse with them. Then finally she gets around to the crux to the thing. "Well, we decided that we're only going to give you half of that $70 back because it was partially your fault and partially our fault."
No. No.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way, sister.
Yeah, and I know what it is because I worked for a municipality, and they can never be wrong.
Right, yeah. Well, anytime you're dealing with the government,
Yep.
and these guys are low-level government bureaucrats. And they just get that attitude. I think they send them to a special camp somewhere to teach them this attitude or something, because it's not a normal human thing. But their entire being is centered around showing you that they have power over you.
Exactly. That was exactly it. It's a power trip with them.
Yeah. We had actually, you mentioned that out on the OTP, and I was reading that, and I was thinking, about 2 years ago, we had a similar situation here, also with water. Now, we're not on city water. I have my own well, and I paid to drill it, and I paid to plumb it, and I've got a fortune invested in this thing. I'd have been better off if I'd have gotten city water, but I don't want to be dependent on them.
Yeah.
Plus, they run all the way out here. But we have a situation out here with the state of Arizona where our water table is being depleted.
Yeah.
And so they had this referendum like 3 years ago, I want to say. It was called the AMA, short for Active Management Area. And had we approved this AMA, what it would have allowed is the state to come in and take over controlling all of our water rights as property owners on our property. And they could do whatever they want with our wells.
Yeah, of course they can.
Yeah, obviously we fought vociferously against this and ended up defeating it like 70 to 30% or some ridiculous thing like that. I mean, it was defeated badly. And
We're kind of the same way. The water company that I use is a city water company, but I don't live in a city. I live in an unincorporated area, and they've been trying to take us over forever. And every time we vote nope.
yeah. Well, fast forward a year from this AMA referendum, and the stupid assholes up in Phoenix and Tucson decided to elect Katie Hobbs as our governor, Democrat, progressive Democrat, no less. And she just unilaterally declares that we are now in the AMA.
That kind of sounds like well, that's what they tried to do with us. They said, well, we're taking over your unincorporated, and we're like, no, you're not, and we had to fight them.
Yeah. Well, they had a town meeting here, I don't know, about a year or so ago, because they wanted to start monitoring our wells. They weren't going to control how much water we use, but they wanted to start tracking how much water we use.
Yeah, that's the first step.
Uh-huh. And, so I spoke up at this meeting and just flat out said, if you're going to send somebody out to put a meter on my well, you'd best send them well armed, because they're not coming on my property.
Yep, exactly.
And I haven't heard anything more out of it, knock wood, so far, but we'll see.
Yeah. As far as this whole thing goes, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something. I'm not sure. I don't know who I'm going to talk to. I may call the news and tell them what happened. It's like, hey, this is a great story for you. That guy with cancer and his daughter with Down syndrome, and then you turn the water off and you want me to pay half of. Yeah, I don't know, but I'll figure out something and update everybody.
Do that. The other thing I might suggest to you is see if you can't find some young attorney, a year or two out of law school and through their, after their probate period, so that they are recognized by the bar, and see if they'll take something like this on pro bono, because I would think this would be a fairly easy case for them. And it would be, you got the perfect story.
Yeah.
And they might be willing to write a couple of nasty grams to the water company on your behalf and spook them a little bit.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. I mean, like I said, it's $70. I can afford that, no problem. It's not about the money. It's just about them being jerks.
It's the principle, though,
Yeah.
And if you can raise enough hell and cause enough awareness, maybe the next guy that doesn't have the $70, maybe you're going to save him a headache or two.
Yeah, maybe that may be my good deed for the day. And I'm, because of the cancer, I'm retired now, so I have all the time in the world.
There you go. Plus, it'd be fun.
Yeah, just be fun messing with them. All right, and then my other bitch story is just real quick. It's about Google. I should have never went with Google. You should never go with any of these people, because they're evil people.
Well,
So-
I feel about Google the same way I feel about Microsoft. No matter how much you hate them, it's not enough.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and the reason I have a problem with them is because for months now, I got a new computer. I had to get a new computer because my old computer was, I don't know, 15 years old. And it just wouldn't take anything anymore. So I'm like, all right, I'll break down and buy a new computer. So I paid a couple, $1,000 or whatever for a decent computer.
Uh-huh.
And ever since I did that, it constantly wants my information. Here, give us your eye prints, give us your fingerprints, give us your cell phone number, give us your social security number, and I'm like, no, just leave me alone. And so they've been, in sync. We want to sync everything all together, all your emails, all your websites, all your everything. And I'm just like thinking, no, just leave me alone. And so every time they do it, I hit no. No, 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 no. Well, the other day, they just did it. Synced everything together. And I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I'm canceling Google. I'm going to pay for a email and just be done with it.
Yeah.
Because I'm just so sick of it. And it's not just Google. It's every website you go to when I'm looking for stories for here. They're like, oh, we got to download your cookies and we got to do this and do that and blah, blah, blah. It's like, don't touch my cookies.
Yeah.
So
well,
I'm just, I really want to just like go live in a cave somewhere where I don't have to deal with these people.
Yeah. Honestly, I pay for my email simply because I won't take take the shit from Google or Yahoo or any of them for their free email, because I figure nothing in this world is free.
Yeah.
So if you're not paying for the product, you are the product.
Yeah, exactly. And plus, anytime I email somebody or even text, I text my brother and I'm like, hey, did you see that so-and-so? And all of a sudden I'm getting ads for that so-and-so.
Yeah.
And it's like,
yep.
Just leave me alone.
Yeah.
If I wanted your product, I would look for it.
Yep. Don't call us, we'll call you, baby.
Yep. So there you go. There's my two old man bitch stories.
Yeah. Well, hey, you're singing to the choir there, boy.
Yeah, I kind of had a feeling. We all are sort of the same mind on OTP, so if you heard those stories and you're like, yeah, I feel the same way, you might want to go check out OTP.
I agree. That would be the outdoortradingpost.org. Yeah. And yes, we are a nonprofit.
Oh, can you guys give me $70?
Well, not that we're registered as a nonprofit, but we don't make any money, so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Well, that's true, because we all donate for the website, so.
Yeah, we all pay for the website. So.
Maybe I'll give you guys the $70, so there you go. I'll give it to you. That way I can go towards something good. And I even told him in the letter that I wrote him, I'm like, you guys, I'm going to donate this, and you should match me, because it's better that it goes to a charity and somebody who actually needs it rather than your city coffers.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So you had a couple things. I think one of them was a story, and then there's a giraffe update that we'll do at the end. But you had some stories, so I'm turning it over to you.
Yeah, got a couple of them here this week because I've been helping you out here long enough that I got to start pulling my own weight and start finding some weird news too. Because usually I rely on you to do it every week. So I've been searching the interwebs and I found a couple of interesting ones. All right. This first one is from Breitbart. A roving gang of peacocks sparks a civil war in an Italian village. They don't even let us sleep because of the screams.
My grandparents, when I was a kid, had a pretty big lot, and the people next door to them did too, and they had peacocks, so I know exactly what that sound is.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about them.
Oh, they kind of make this sound, and it's usually either late or early. Okay.
So kind of like turkeys.
Yeah. But it was cool as a kid, though, because they would walk along the fences and just had peacocks around. And it's something, every kid doesn't get to see unless they go to the zoo.
Well, that is true. Well, this Italian village, they've got 400 of them running around.
Oh, jeez.
And they apparently squawk and scream and whatever. It's a town called Punta Marina. I have no idea where it is, but it's been taken over by peacocks, igniting a clash between residents, many of whom demand action from the local government, while others defend the birds as they consider them a source of pride.
Oh, of course, there's always that.
And so, yeah, they've got this band of peacocks just roaming the town, crapping all over everything. Large excrement splats cover every surface, including school playgrounds, forcing children to remain indoors during breaks.
Oh, that's where you got to draw the line. It's like, look, if they're messing the place up, then it's time for some culling.
Well, it is, but that's what they've got janitors for at the school, isn't it?
Ah, that's true. I guess so. I guess you can go out there with the pressure washer.
Yeah. And then, some locals have even produced medical certificates for anxiety attacks to argue against the birds. And they claim that they have been colonized by the peacocks.
Oh, just like the white colonizers here in America.
Apparently, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess Italy has always been populated by Italians, so when you don't have, racial groups to complain against, then you got to go species,
I guess so.
So, yeah, I don't know. I know here, the company that we bought some chickens from also sell peacocks, and I know they are stupid expensive.
Yeah, I bet.
You have to buy them in pairs, a male and a female. They won't sell you just one. And I want to say they're like $4,000 for a pair of peacocks.
Wow.
Yeah, and I don't know if you can eat them, or I don't know what good they are other than, as a curiosity. But
I actually, when we moved in here and I finally got some property, we got goats and we got chickens, and I had my turtles already, and we got the dogs, and what else do we have? Oh, we got ducks and whatever. So I was trying to think of something else that I might want to get, and I thought, a peacock would be cool. But then I remembered my grandparents and those things making noise at all hours, and I'm like, nope, not happening.
Well, along the same vein, just kind of an update on what's going on here. My wife started incubating the turkey eggs here about a month ago, and they started popping out yesterday.
Oh, wow.
So as we speak, in the room right next to my office here is the incubator, and we've got, I think, 10 that have hatched so far.
do they make any noise when they're little?
Not when they're that little, no. It's usually about 6 weeks or so before they start making much noise. They peep a little bit, but that's about it.
Do you guys have to hand feed them?
No, what we do is we put them in my workshop, actually, in a dog kennel cage, and they'll go in there for about 6 weeks till they're big enough to go outside. And they've got food and water and whatever in there, of course. And then once they get their full coat of feathers, then they'll go outside and get integrated with the rest of them and grow up. So,
all right, cool. I just had to buy a new fish tank because I don't know if I told you, our turtles or our tortoises had babies.
yes.
And we got 3 of them that we found. And so they were in a 10-gallon tank, and they're growing fast. So I had to, go down to the old Petco Center and grab a 20-gallon, so they had room to move. But yeah, so we got babies in the house too.
Do turtles grow fast? Do they?
They do and they don't. They'll be in that tank for probably 2 to 3 years before they can go outside because they're too small and they'll get carried off or eaten or whatever.
Okay.
I mean they do grow and they are growing, but they're just too. Like the 2 that had them, the mother and father, they're big now. He's 35 and she's 65.
Okay. Yeah, I knew they lived forever.
Oh yeah. My son's gonna inherit those.
Yeah. Of course, our neighbor decided that he wanted to plant olive trees commercially. So he's got, I don't know, 15,000 olive trees, something like that,
Wow.
and offered us a few. So we took 4 of them and planted them. And I thought olive trees grew slowly. You know, you hear about these olive trees over in Greece and wherever, and they're all, 400 years old, 600 years old, whatever it is. And so I thought, well, they must grow really slowly. They don't. They grow fast,
Wow. And they just live a long time, huh?
apparently. So I don't know. I might live long enough to actually be able to eat olives off my own olive trees. That'll be kind of cool.
It's funny you say that because I go to buy stuff and I want something and I'm thinking, hey, I do a little bit of research and it says how long it takes for them before they start making stuff. And I'm like, I'll be dead before I get to eat anything off this thing.
Well, yeah, and that's kind of a function of our age, not just your condition. Because I kind of think the same way, you know.
Well, and that's what I was talking about, the age.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
for sure. All right. Did you have another one or?
Yeah, another one here. This one just kind of struck me as bizarre. Also from Breitbart. Have you been following that hantavirus thing, the latest thing that they're going to lock us down for?
I tried not to, but once I saw the ship that the quote unquote cruise ship that it started on, I was like, oh, come on, there's something not right here.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I've been sort of following it, but go ahead.
Well, I didn't discover anything about it until yesterday. I don't tend to follow that crap just because, well, it's media hype, and I meet probably 4 people a week, so it's just not something that's gonna occur in my life. But I saw this one yesterday, and it just cracked me up. Patient 0, who died from the hantavirus outbreak, had visited a rat-infested Argentine landfill. That's where he picked it up. So the point here is this poor schmo spent however many thousands of dollars to get on this luxury cruise line that was down in Argentina, and the luxury cruise line dropped him off in a city, and where does he go but to the landfill? And then ended up getting the virus and dying from it.
Oh, he's the Oscar the Grouch.
Well, that's what I was wondering. But apparently he was an avid bird watcher and went to the landfill looking for some special kind of bird that only lives in Argentina. But
A seagull? Because that's what's in my landfill.
yeah. So, I mean, okay. I guess, the moral of the story is if you spend tens of thousands of dollars on a fancy vacation on a cruise line, when you get to your port of call, don't go to the landfill.
That's just the thing, though. I looked up the story, and they had a picture of the ship. It's not a cruise. It's not a luxury cruise liner. It's like a cargo ship. It's really weird, and it's small.
Yeah.
And supposedly they had, I don't know, a few passengers that had paid for it, but everybody else was just like crew that was moving cargo.
They're hauling furniture.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Like maybe it was like half hauling furniture and goods and the other half was, but it didn't look at all like a cruise ship. It looked like a cargo ship.
Okay, well, maybe that was the discount line then.
I think I have the picture of it, so when I do the YouTube version of this, I'll put the picture up.
Yeah, Breitbart does not have the picture on their site. So they got a picture of the landfill, but not.
I'm sure it looks like every other landfill.
Well, there's some nice mountains in the background, but yeah, other than that, looks like a rusted old Volvo and a few other things there, but that's about it.
I used to love going to the dump when we were kids because you could find some cool stuff there.
Oh yeah, yeah. I came home one time. There was a dump not too far from where I grew up, where I spent my childhood home, and some buddies and I went down there. It was down on the river bottoms, the Minnesota river bottoms, and so we went down there, and there were these big 50-pound sacks of seeds. You know, like the garden seeds that you buy at the garden center.
Oh yeah.
You know, the seed envelopes? Well, these were 50-pound bags that were full of them. And I think there were 3 of these 50-pound sacks down there. And we're probably 10, 11 years old, so we each strapped one of these 50-pound bags to our bikes and rode them home. I don't know whatever happened to the seeds, if my parents planted them or not or what, but I don't remember. But yeah, each of us brought home a 50-pound bag of garden seeds. They were probably old and expired, but
Probably, yeah. Yeah, we used to bring crap home like that all the time. My parents would be like, "Get that out of here."
yeah. But yeah. Seemed like a good idea at the time to us.
Yeah, as a kid, you're like, "Hey, it's free and could be used," and you're thinking you got a pot of gold or something.
Well, yeah, I mean, it looks the same as what they sell in the store, so it can't be that bad, right?
Mm-hmm. All right, you got any more?
Nope, that does it for me.
All right. Well, I want to do this one because it. I call this one paw discipline. And the reason I bring this story up is because we hear this every few years. A Pennsylvania man is now hospitalized after his dog allegedly fired a shotgun at him, injuring him in the back, according to Shillington Police Department. At approximately 11:13 p.m. on Tuesday, officials received reports of a shooting, and the 53-year-old man had suffered a gunshot wound to his back. While police were on their way to the scene, officials were informed that a dog had jumped onto the bed and set off the gun. Once at scene, officials found the man on the floor, conscious and still alive. So there you go. Unless it was a girlfriend or a wife and he didn't want to rat her out.
Well, yeah.
So maybe they just blame the dog.
Okay, I guess.
But yeah. Why are people so stupid? In fact, I saw a video today of this security guard at a kid's birthday party, and he's standing 10 feet from the kids that are doing a piñata, and he's messing with his gun, and he's trying to figure out how to get the mag out, and he doesn't know how to do it. And so he's twirling it all around, and his fingers going all over the trigger, and I'm just like, oh, it gave me anxiety. I'm like, you should not be touching guns.
Yeah. Well, number one, if you don't know how to operate it, you shouldn't be carrying it, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it was just his thing just said security. It didn't even say like Johnson Security or so and so. It just said security. And I'm like, okay, this big fat clown is gonna kill one of these kids, and it's not gonna be good. I mean, I'm not gonna say anymore, but just bad idea. If you don't know what you're doing with guns, don't mess with them.
Yeah, well, you'll appreciate this story. This is just local down here.
Oh, all right, cool.
Read this in one of the local papers earlier this week, Monday or Tuesday. Tombstone, Arizona, and yes, that Tombstone. Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday, and the OK Corral and all that. Same Tombstone, and this is just proof that the more things change, the more they stay the same. Mm-hmm. So apparently the Tombstone city government is extremely corrupt and always has been. And so the mayor of Tombstone, or no, it wasn't the mayor, it was the police chief of Tombstone, knows somebody at Fort Huachuca where they train a lot of the service dogs for the Army. And so one of the service dogs had washed out of the Army training. The Army didn't want him, and this dog's too stupid. And so the police chief for Tombstone decided he could buy this dog off of his buddy over at Fort Huachuca really cheap. And so he did. And put this dog in the police force as a service animal.
Oh, jeez.
Well, the dog apparently attacked his handler in the police station to the point where the handler had to shoot the dog in the police station.
I don't mean to laugh.
No, and it gets better. So what did the police chief do? Fired the handler. Okay, so then the handler's partner raised all kinds of hell about, hey, my partner here got fired because the dog attacked him. And so he quit in protest. And so now this is a big to-do over in Tombstone about all this corruption within the police department. Well, as part of this investigation into the police department, they've discovered the corruption goes all the way up to the mayor's office, where the mayor's wife was working for one of the utilities. Hell, may have been the water utility. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But she was like a clerk or something at the water utility, and the water utility decided to fire her because she was incompetent. But then the mayor got her job back, and so all of a sudden this whole thing that sprung out of this dog chewing on his handler because he shouldn't have been allowed to be a service dog in the first place. And this whole thing is blown up and just decimated the entirety of the city government over in Tombstone, Arizona.
Wow, I can't imagine it being that big to begin with.
Well, the city itself is about maybe 3,000 people.
Oh, all right.
It is, it's sizable enough that they've got a stoplight, but it's not big by any stretch. But
well, I know you enjoy going over there, once a year or so. So hopefully they get some good people in there.
Well, about 4 times a year we go over there, and it's still an interesting place to go. But good Lord, it hasn't changed much since 1881, I guess.
Yeah. Well, just like with the water company here, I'm sure there's probably a ton of corruption going on in there.
Yeah, you know it.
If they need my $70,
yeah,
you got to wonder.
Yeah. Well, it's government. Of course it's corrupt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure it is. All right. Well, man, it went longer than I thought it was going to, so I guess it's time for Weird News.
It's time for Weird News.
With Denton and Sasquatch.
Sounds good. Because what we've had so far has been just normal, everyday news.
Yeah, exactly. This whole show is Weird News. All right, let's see. Authorities in Kamatai Port, South Africa, this is going to be a good story, have recovered human remains.
South Africa has got to be good.
Oh, yeah. Well, they've recovered human remains after a daring operation. Oh, I saw this picture. It was kind of cool. Recovered human remains after a daring operation involving a police officer being lowered from a helicopter into crocodile-infested Komati River. The recovery follows the disappearance of Gabriel Batista, a 59-year-old hotel owner who was swept away by floodwaters last week. Search crews spent several days tracking the crocodile believed to have consumed Batista. The animal, measuring over 15 feet and weighing about 1,100 pounds, was eventually located on a small island in a river and euthanized after it showed signs of recent feeding and did not react to noise of the drones or the helicopters. Captain Johan Potty Potgiger of the South African... Just so you got that name, Johan Potty Potgiger of the South African Police Service volunteered for the dangerous mission. He was suspended by a rope beneath a helicopter and lowered beside the dead crocodile, which he secured with a harness. The crocodile and Potiguer were then hoisted out and flown together to Kruger National Park. There, forensics experts discovered 2 severed arms, part of a rib cage, and a ring believed to have belonged to Batista inside the crocodile's stomach. DNA testing is underway to confirm the identity of the remains, and officials have not ruled out the possibility that the other crocodiles may have consumed human remains as well. Oh, man.
That's a bad day, you know? First you get swept away by floodwaters, then eaten by crocodiles.
Oh, yeah. That's a really bad day. Oh, and
Bad day.
there's another part of the story. I didn't finish this. Authorities also found at least 6 pairs of shoes in various sizes in the crocodile's stomach. So, yeah, he'd been feeding on people.
Okay. I thought my pigs were bad.
Oh, I know. But the picture's kind of cool because you can see the guy. He's wearing like a tan, like looks like a sheriff's uniform, and he's got the crocodile like between his legs, basically on the same rope as him, and the helicopter's flying him out of there. And I'll put it up on the YouTube because I think I have that one too. But it's a really cool picture.
Oh, well, yeah, I would say that's a daring rescue or a daring operation.
Yeah, for sure. You know what? I just realized that I only did one weird news story. So
Oh.
there you go. There's your weird news story for the day.
Well, let me give you one more.
Oh, all right, cool.
This would be our update on Giraffe.
Oh, yes.
So, for those of you who haven't been following the saga, we have a local around here. They call him Giraffe. And Giraffe was arrested and is incarcerated currently because he caught a couple of trespassers and well, he went out there with his rifle and locked said trespassers up in his barn. Let's put it that way. And the police weren't too keen on that. And so I've been following this whole saga on the Nextdoor website. And his cousin keeps posting a couple times a week, posts updates on Giraffe and what's up with him. And so, okay, I don't know who Giraffe is. So I've never met the man. I wouldn't know him if I saw him walking down the sidewalk. But I was helping a friend of mine out with some building. He's a building contractor and got himself in a jam. And so I was out a couple days this week helping him build a carport. And so we were taking a break, and I asked him, I says, Jerry, do you know a guy named Giraffe? Oh, yeah, I know him. I've met him a couple of times. Okay.
Eyewitness account. I like it.
Yeah, I said, well, I told him the story that I read about the guy, and he was kind of surprised by that. But he says, yeah, he was a weird dude. Okay, well, tell me more. I want to know more about this. Well, he used to wear dresses. Okay.
You almost made me spit my drink out.
So apparently Giraffe is a transformer. I don't know.
Oh, man. The story just keeps getting better and better.
I'm not making this up. I wish I were, but I'm not. So, yeah.
So that's the update, that he used to wear dresses.
Yeah. Apparently he got over it. I mean, he's not a transformer now, apparently, but as of a year and a half or so ago, I guess he was running around in dresses and.
Well, living out there in his little ramshackle shack, and I mean, he may have been like Buffalo Bill, where he's telling young girls to put the lotion on their skin.
I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, anything can happen out here.
I mean, you said that something, and nobody really knows, something happened because they were going to let him off with just like a fine and whatever, and then all of a sudden, nope, we're keeping you in jail. So they found something in that shack.
Yeah, well, they were gonna. Yeah, The story initially was that he was going to plea bargain this thing down, and it would be over and done with. And all of a sudden, the county attorney came back and said, "Nope, we're going to the grand jury with this one." So the grand jury happens the Tuesday after Memorial Day. So we'll probably have another update for you, if not before then, at the end of the month, certainly on what's going down there. But yeah.
All right. Well, good stuff, man. Good stuff. He's wearing. I don't know how this could get any more weird. And if you haven't heard the story, if this is the first time you've heard this show, go back to the last show last week and the show before. So that would be 476 and 475, and get the whole story, because it's funny and fascinating and crazy.
Yeah, well, it does prove that we grow a special kind of crazy out here in rural Arizona. And yeah.
We certainly do. Well, I shouldn't say we, because I don't live in Arizona, but you know what I mean.
Well, you should.
Yeah. All right. Well, I want to give the website out. It is. I gave it out last week, and I totally, when I was editing the YouTube part, I totally screwed it up. It is Denton and Sass Show at gmail.com, which that's going to change because of Google wanting to sync everything. But anyway, we'll take care of that later. I want to thank you, Inor, for helping out and doing, like I said, a bang up job. You've been doing great, and these stories are great, and I hope you keep coming back with them.
It's my pleasure.
And as we mentioned, is outdoortradingpost.org, right? If anybody wants to check that out.
The outdoortradingpost.org.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Wild West of the internet, and they won't ask you to sync anything, and they won't ask you to do any of that stupid crap like Google does. So it's a...
We won't scan your messages. We won't scan your posts.
Yep.
I can promise you that Google won't, but,
yeah. Well, at least as long as I've been on there, I've never seen a pop-up, so that's good.
No, and our boy Hog, who manages most of the day-to-day operations of the site, he does a bang-up job on that. He gets rid of the spam and the
Bots.
Really awful people long before the rest of us ever see them. So
yeah, he does do a really good job. And his name's Hog, so come on.
yeah.
All right. Well, we want to thank everybody for listening. We know that everybody's time is valuable, so we appreciate you listening. Make sure that you are thankful for every day that God has given you. Help each other whenever you can. Stay safe, and make sure you don't take crap from anyone. So have yourself a blessed day, and we will see you.
Have a good week, y'all.